Hi, this is Vanessa Baker with McHenry County Voter. Today we're here with Cameron Hubbard, who is running for McHenry County Board in District 2, which incorporates several towns, including the Crystal Lake area. We'll talk about that, which is in a position being vacated by Carolyn Schofield, who's running for District 66 and is in a previous interview. We're going to put a link in the article with a district map to see if that is your district. Thanks for joining us, Cameron.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, the first question I'd love to ask is, what led you to decide to run for county board?
That's a great question. Well, I guess I'll start with a little bit of history. I've been in Crystal Lake all my life, outside of brief time away during college. I moved back to the Crystal Lake area in 2010. My wife and I decided to buy a home, and we had previously lived in Chicago for a little while, and moved here to the south side of Crystal Lake, and from there started to get very active in the area. I joined a number of different organizations, and many things have led me in this direction, and I decided to take a leap and step into county government.
What do you wish voters knew about you?
Well, I don't know. I guess I want voters to know who I am. I grew up here, like I said. I have family in the area. I have one son, a new family. Hopefully there'll be more kids down the road. I plan on staying in Crystal Lake. I enjoy this area very much. I came back here, like I said, after leaving, and I plan on staying here, and I hope that I can help keep Crystal Lake and McHenry County a great place to live and work.
Great, thank you. You've done so many things to serve our community. Do you mind if we go into that a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Okay, great. So you and I know each other through the Crystal Lake Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
I know you've done a lot of volunteer work there.
Yeah, right. I've been involved really since I moved back in 2010. I started to do a lot of work with different chamber committees and boards, and have really expanded my reach in this area, meeting new people through the Crystal Lake Chamber of Commerce. I guess I first got involved through a program called Leaders in Action through the Crystal Lake Chamber, and after attending for 1 year, sitting through an 8-week speaker series, learning about leadership strategy and how to grow yourself professionally, I reached out to Laura Middaugh, who was at the time the chamber liaison to that group, and she asked if I was interested in joining the committee. And from there, I spent the next 4 years as the committee chair and making sure that program goes off, and we fill the class with about 50 attendees every year, and we have to recruit 8 professional speakers that do that for a living to come and speak to the Crystal Lake Chamber for free, and it helps us to raise a lot of funds through the chamber and make sure that people that are attending are growing themselves and learning new strategies to bring back to their businesses.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
from there, I think the next thing that I got involved with was the Chamber Foundation Board.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we got to know each other a little
Yeah,
better.
that's where we got to know each other, yeah.
And I've been a board member for the last 3 years, and that board is committed to providing scholarship opportunities and paying down the debt for the chamber, rebuilding and remodeling over there. So they asked me to join the board because I was so involved with Leaders in Action. They gave a number of scholarships away to Leaders in Action attendees each year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a great board to be associated with. I've enjoyed my time over there. I got to meet people like you, and I'm still very active with that board, and I've enjoyed it very much.
It's terrific. And I know, didn't you and your sister, Devin, did you guys actually create
The Young Professionals?
Young Professionals?
I can't take credit for creating the group, but I will say that we were very active in restructuring the group. It was created before my time, before I was active in the chamber, and it had grown to be a fairly active group socially. Had a lot of members, and when I started to attend, I honestly, I said I'm not interested at first because it was get together once a month, network, and try to see if you can do business with anyone else in the group while you're having a good time hanging out in a bar. And I said, Devin, who's my sister, that's great, seems like a very nice group of people. I think there was only 5 or 6 of them that were active at the time, but that's not how I want to spend my time. My evenings are usually pretty full. I'm not gonna cut out a night to go spend at the bar after work. So if that's what the group is, then thank you, but no thank you. And from there, she stayed on my case about joining, and 2 of the other current members decided that maybe they should take it in another direction. So they wanted to restructure. They recruited me to come on, and I immediately joined the executive committee. And we decided to make it more of a professional development group. We created 3 subcommittees. Grow, which is all for professional development. I do a number of things, book clubs, lunch and learns, team building activities, leading some of the general meetings throughout the year. And then there's a serve committee, which is committed to giving back to the community. So at each of our monthly meetings, we have a member or someone from a local not-for-profit that comes in and shares what their group does and how the YPs can get involved and give back. And then we also have a third group, which is the Connect group, and that is the social aspect. We have several social activities throughout the year, and it enables everyone to become, more than just a professional development group, but friends, outside of the group, and it's been great. So we took that group from about 5 members when I joined, and for the last 4 years we've been at over 30 for the membership, the active membership. So I'm very proud of that. It's a really good, strong group. It's the youngest, or the biggest young professional group in McHenry County.
Oh, I did not know that.
And we've
That's
been able
great.
to sustain. I have not been on the executive committee now for the last 2 years. I was able to find someone to replace me there. I stepped off. Now I'm just a general member, and we've been able to get people to take the reins and continue this. So
Absolutely, and we'll put a link in the transcript to
yeah.
the
Also,
YP group.
if anyone is interested in volunteering with the YPs, every year we do the Lakeside Festival. We
Oh.
manage the volunteers over there, and through that we raise a lot of money for the YPs, which we then turn around and give back to the Lakeside Foundation and other community organizations that we have teamed up with.
Absolutely, experience with city council.
Oh, it's been a very pleasant experience, I can say. We've got a great council. They've been, for the most part, together for a very long time, and I'm the newcomer. I'm serving on my first term. I'm in my 3rd year, well, I guess in my 4th year now of my term, and I was originally appointed to fill a vacancy and then immediately had to run. So I've been through 1 campaign so far and 1 election cycle, and for some reason I decided to go through it again on a whole new level. So it's been great. I've been able to learn a lot about local politics on the city council, and fortunately Crystal Lake has been in good shape, and our current council has done a great job at making sure that we've got a balanced budget for a long time now, and we haven't had to eat into our reserves to fund the general needs of the community. So it's been a very good experience. Haven't had to deal with a lot of drama. I've been proud of my time there, and I've really enjoyed working with the staff and the other council members.
Wow, thank you. Not only in serving in the city council, you also have a full-time job.
That's right. Got to pay the bill somehow.
Absolutely. Can you tell us about kind of your business?
Sure. So I've been with a company, Crystal Lake. It's called Exemplar Financial Network. We also have Exemplar Accounting and Tax Advisors. We do anything to deal with advising on people's finances. I am a financial advisor. I help people put together financial plans for themselves, their family, their business, and set goals and put together a blueprint to be able to reach those goals someday. And part of what I do is help them choose investments that are going to put them on a good track to eventually get to where they want to be.
Wow.
So it's great to work with people in this community. Those are my primary clients, and I get to hear about what's on their minds, what's important to them, and bring that back to the Crystal Lake City Council or hopefully to the McHenry County Board and use that knowledge.
Yeah, and you actually understand the financial reports.
Oh yeah, well, it's necessary in my position.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I know
Yeah.
that's something that someone in a public position has to do is look
Yeah.
at those financials.
Lots of them. They're
Lots.
very thick.
Well, that's great. And tell me a little bit about what you've done to work as far as economic development for our area.
Yeah, so this is something that I'm very passionate about. Through the Crystal Lake Chamber of Commerce is where I started to get involved in this, and the chamber is there to provide a good economic platform in the community and help businesses connect and in the city council position that I hold, I've been able to take that another step further and work with the economic development committee over there, and they put together a number of tours and site visits throughout the year with major employers in the city. And the goal is to retain all of the major employers that are here, find out what's important to them, what the city can do to help them, and find out what their plans are in the future to grow, to move, if they're gonna move, try to keep them here somewhere. And then another thing that they're focused on is bringing in new businesses. Crystal Lake has a lot of available spaces for that right now, and we're spending a lot of time and resources on trying to attract new businesses here to offer good jobs to the people in this community so they can live here and work here and not have to travel too far to go to a decent paying career.
Thank you. That's a great answer. What issues do you think are most important to McHenry County, and what are your ideas to solve them?
Oh, wow, two-parter. Well, to me, I think what I was just talking about is very important. The economic development of this area is very important for the long-term health of this community. We need to be able to attract businesses. We've had several that have left because of different issues, and you can blame a lot of that on Springfield and things that have happened at the state level. But there are a lot of things that we can do at the county level to incent businesses to be here, to employ people here, and to keep our tax base growing and keep our citizens, earning good money. And that leads into what I think is the next biggest issue, and it's our property taxes. And when we lose businesses, when we lose homeowners, we unfortunately have to pick up that burden, throughout everyone else. So we need to be able to attract more people here to expand that tax base, keep the services that we offer limited, not grow those, but grow what everyone else has to contribute, and be able to spread the burden out, and so it's not so bad. I mean, my tax bill personally is outrageous. I'm sure you feel the same way. At the county level, the county portion of that is not very big compared to some of the other taxing bodies. So even if we eliminate a lot at the county level, which has happened, and you could always eliminate more. I believe that the best way to solve the tax problem at the county level is to help incent business to come here and grow our way out of that.
Cameron, what are your plans for 2016?
Well, I keep myself very busy. I have big goals at work, and I'm always trying to set new goals, and hopefully I'll attain those there and grow my practice personally. And I've got a 2-year-old son. Well, he'll be 2 in March, so I have a goal of spending as much time as possible with him over the next year. As far as this election, I plan on winning the primary and then campaigning and winning the general election, so that'll be a big part of my year, as well as staying on the city council until I get elected to the county board, if I'm able to. I've got to serve on the Crystal Lake City Council for the next year, so that's always a big part of my life. Keeping up with the chamber commitments that I have, and just spending as much time as possible with my family and hopefully traveling some.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you get a chance to relax a little bit. So can you tell us about your family's long history in the area?
Sure, I'll touch on it. My family has been in the Crystal Lake, McHenry County area for a long time. Originally migrating from Scotland in the 1840s, I believe, and coming to McHenry County, settling on a farm, and then eventually opening up the first theater in Crystal Lake, running that for a number of years, and then moving over to what is now the Rouse Center. And my great-grandmother was the first operator of that theater.
Wow.
I've got a great grandfather who was on the county board at one point. My grandfather was on the county board. My father was on the school board. My great-grandmother was on the library board, is also on the Republican Party, McHenry County Republican Hall of Fame.
Oh.
She was one of the first inductees into that. So it's a long family history, but I have lived in Crystal Lake, and I've wanted to be here throughout my adult life so far. I plan on staying here, and I see why my ancestors decided to come here and settle here.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful place.
Yes, it is.
So tell us a little bit more about you, Cameron. What do you like to do over the weekend? And I heard that you're an Eagle Scout as well, which is a pretty big accomplishment in your youth.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do over the weekend?
Well, I always enjoyed scouting because I've been into the outdoors and just camping, hiking, fishing, things like that. So I try to do that as much as possible. Recently, it hasn't been all that much.
The weather's been a little.
It never used to hold me back. I think it's more time commitments now that keep me from doing those things. But if I could be sitting on a lake with a fishing pole in my hand, that would be an ideal day for me. I am an Eagle Scout, and I've always enjoyed that stuff. I have a son now, and I'm looking forward to getting back into scouting in the next few years. But yeah, I'm very into sports. I always enjoy going to Cubs games, Bears games, things like that. And now it's just spending time with my family. And for the next couple months, I'll be out walking and trying to get elected.
Absolutely. Cameron, I got this invitation in the mail. You're going to have an event at the cottage Thursday, February 11th, and I'll put a picture of it in an article. So tell us about this event at the cottage. Is a meet and greet or a benefit to support you?
Exactly, it's a meet and greet, and with every campaign you have to spend money on different things, the signs and the mailings, and this is one of my fundraisers, and I appreciate you bringing this invitation
Sure.
with you, and
Yeah.
I
Let's go.
hope to see you there, and
Absolutely.
I hope anybody watching this can attend. It's going to be at the cottage, as you said, on February 11th. It'll just be a meet and greet. Come grab some food, grab a drink, and you know, if you have anything you want to talk about, let me know, and we can set up a time.
Terrific. And we're going to tell McHenry County voter a joke.
I'm really not good at jokes, but I'll give it a shot here.
Okay.
So this guy goes up to the ticket counter at Soldier Field, and he asks for Bears playoff tickets, and the person at the ticket counter looks at him funny and says, but the Bears aren't in the playoffs. So the guy leaves. The next day, the same guy shows up and asks for Chicago Bears playoff tickets. Same thing happens. This goes on for a week. Well, after a week, the guy shows up, so they're like, Chicago Bears playoff tickets. And the guy in the ticket counter says, I've already told you, the Bears aren't in the playoffs. Why do you keep coming here every day? And the guy says, well, I drive down from Green Bay every day to hear you say that.
Ah.
Bad joke, especially for a Bears fan.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much
Thanks for
taking
having
the
me.
time out of your really busy schedule to come speak with us.
Of course. Thanks, Vanessa.